I would like to read with you a psalm from the book of Psalms, which is what I call the psalm for addicted people. It is the psalm against addictions. It is Psalm 136, and it's called in my Bible, the exile's remembrance of Zion. I read, "By the streams of Babylon we sat and wept when we remembered Zion. On the aspens of that land we hung our harps. Though there our captors asked of us the lyrics of our songs, and our despoilers urged us to be joyous, sing for us the songs of Zion. How could we sing a song of the Lord in a foreign land? If I forgot you, Jerusalem, may my right hand be forgotten. May my tongue cleave to my palate, if I remember you not. If I place not Jerusalem ahead of my joy." This is in fact what an addiction is. We are in this world, we are exiled. The moment we are baptized, this is no longer our home. The moment we are baptized, we are dead. Of course, we are no longer at home in the womb of our mother, but we are also no longer at home in the world we live in. We are heading for another world, another city, a recreation that still has to wait. So it is absolutely no surprise that we feel during our Christian life that we are lacking something. Through our conversion, or at the time of our conversion, we might have given up a lot of things that were very pleasant, that were very gratifying. We might have given up a lot in order to follow our Lord Jesus. And on the other hand, we haven't received we have not yet received what is promised to us. We are full of expectancy, but you haven't received it yet. So we feel a lack of something in us, that our times are still not accomplished. So it is very, very human, very normal that we try to find compensations for this, that we try to compensate for what we have lost. And it's very normal, understandable, but it's not good. And this is exactly what is happening in the psalm. They are in exile, but their captors, the people that keep them imprisoned, they want joy without reason, fake joy, untruthful, mendacious joy. And that's exactly what addictions are. It's a joy without reason. It's a joy for completely the wrong reasons. It is taking, let's say, the whole existence in the wrong way. Addictions are like the perverted version of life. They are the inversion of reality. And that's why partying or celebrating without reason to celebrate, relaxing through drugs, because in fact you're stressed and the drugs only give the illusion that the stress is ended. All those things, they don't make you happy, they don't satisfy you. And that's when you wake up, or when the trip is over, or when the party is over, when the hangover is over, you have to start again. You have to start again, because in the deepest of your soul there is this dissatisfaction. There is no satisfaction. There's even more self-hate, contempt for yourself. That's the machinery of addictions. This is really the false joy that is asked of the exiled people in Babylon. And the captor, you see, the exiled person and the captor, they are the same person. They are both in us. That's the terrible thing. We are slaves, but at the same time, this master of the addiction is in us, who falsifies, who wants false joy. He wants to force his mendacious joy upon us. Saint Augustine says, "Show me your vices, and I will tell you how many masters you have." And this psalm expresses in a very appropriate way what an addiction is. Because it is a joy without reason. It is a happiness without a real cause. So it's a fake happiness, it's a superficial happiness, and it never really appeases the soul. And then the psalm ends with a phrase which is, I think, very good to remember when you want to heal your addiction. It's really a strong medicine, but the phrase is pretty violent, and that's why it has been censored from, I think, from many prayer books. And it's a pity, because it's very violent, but it's very true. I read verse 7 of this psalm. "Remember, O Lord, against the children of Edom, the day of Jerusalem, when they said, raise it down to its foundations." You see, this is what after all, what addiction ends up doing. It's destroying your happiness. It's destroying your identity. It's destroying the place where you are safe. You have no more home. You're going nowhere with your addiction. It destroys your life. It destroys you. When they said, raise it down to its foundation. I think, by the way, you can say that for our civilization also. It's not just your personal life. If I look around me in society now, I think drugs are destroying our society. The danger is not from the outside. It's not from another religion. It's not from immigration. It's not even from our economic problems. The greatest danger to our society is the fact that we are drowning in a world of drugs, where we count on drugs to make us happy. From tranquilizers to real drugs, to hard drugs. O daughter of Babylon, you destroyer, happy the man who shall repay you the evil you have done us. Happy the man, and now comes the phrase that has been censored in many prayer books. Happy the man who shall seize and smash your babies against the rock. At the time when the fight against abortion seems to have some success, at least in America, that is a very strange phrase. Very strange phrase to find in a religious book. What does that mean? Seize and smash the little babies of Babylon against the rock. Well, it shows that you must fight against the temptation. First of all, it means you have to fight the temptation at its beginning. When it begins to surge, smash it. You know, there's always the reasonable part, the reasonable part of the addicted person that begins making problems. that sort of starts the temptation. Like, just one more cigarette and then I'll stop. Or just one little sip of alcohol and then I'll stop. Or let's just see one more time if there is one exciting, arousing image on that site, and after that I'm finished. Or I'll rob one more bank and then I'll buy me a nice business, a restaurant or something like that, and I'll be a very virtuous citizen, earning my money in an honest way. That is perfectly reasonable, but it's always leading to disaster and continuation or even worsening of the addiction. We want to make an intelligent choice against the addiction, but very often our reason, using logic, very good logic, doesn't want to listen to our intelligent decision, which means it doesn't want to listen to our freedom. Sometimes our reason and our logic are at the service of dictatorship, of slavery. So that's the first thing. We have to stop it at its beginning and learn to stop it at its beginning. Now the second thing is it's babies. Why is that? I told you that both the slave and the master of the slaves are in us. Both the subjugated and the dictator, they are in us. But also, especially with addictions that are searching for a recompensation for what we seem not to have or would like to have, there's also the baby in us. In fact, addictions are a behavior in us that is supremely infantile. It's the baby in us that doesn't want to grow up, but it doesn't even want to get out of the womb. It doesn't want to be born. It's this supreme infantility to be addicted. It's the baby in us, and we have to kill that baby. Not because it's innocent, but because it has grown into a dictator. It is a tyrannical baby in us. If we don't want to grow up, if we haven't grown up, if we are unable to grow up and get rid of those addictions, we have to kill that baby in us, because we are no longer a baby. It's an imaginary baby. It's a delusional baby. It's not a real baby. But it can, despite not existing really, and only existing as an image, as a phantom, it can have an enormous power over us, and we have to get rid of it. So that's why we get this violent phrase, kill the baby. Kill the baby in us, and that's the way, by step, you'll get rid of this addiction. So, if you want to fight your addiction, I think make part of your struggle moments where you recite for yourself and meditate this Psalm 136, although in some Bibles it has another number. I think in some Bibles it's 137, but you can find that out yourself, because you're really no longer a baby. You're just an addicted adult who can find back his honor by fighting to the death this addiction.